You're such an asshole.
Good morning. It is so early in the morning, I've only had one poo. Usually I have my two mandatory morning poos. There's the poo that's waiting to escape because I've been sleeping for at least 6 hours. If I'm lucky, 8. If I'm glorious, 10. That poo is like, hey, let's go. And many times that poo has woken me up in the morning. And then, but then there's the secondary, but that's the coffee poo. That's the coffee poo. I haven't gotten there yet. And I woke up really early this morning. I'm not going back to bed. Let's get to it. Let us contribute to the GDP, which is the only charity you have to contribute to. Let's close out that. Because if everyone contributes to GDP, then charity, we don't need charity, except for the truly, truly needy. A young lady, I guess, right? We're getting infested. We're getting run over. There's all these girls. Atham ain't even doing his jobs. Usually you can rely on Mexicans to do a job. And at one time, Atham did a good job. And now he's just letting all the girls in. Christina writes, hi, Aaron, found your page. Following up on the request I left the comment section on your minimalism course video posted today. Also would love another I would like another Maya Quimby quip. You do an awesome impression. Little do you know, young lady, that is JFK that the Simpsons were impersonating. I said, so what's the question? And was it a super chat? Here's the request. Hi, Aaron. Thank you for your quick reply. Honestly, I think it's more of a general question as to whether you would be interested in doing a video on showing on why owning a German car is a terrible financial decision. I've seen friends pour thousands into them and just roll my eyes as I drive away in my Datsun. They come back out with that. I remember that was a cool car when I was a little 5-year-old. Datsuns were cool. Please let me know if you would be interested in making a Cappy original and how much money I need to send your way. I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts. Thank you. All right. I have personal experience. I will tell you. I'm going to tell you a story now. Story time with Groggy Uncle Cappy. Only one poo Cappy. The GF in the past had a BMW, and not necessarily by choice. Anyway, so that thing was not that old, and it did not have that many miles on it, but it did have regular maintenance. And I remember simple maintenance was flummoxed by two things. One, the complete over-engineering, the unnecessary over-engineering of this BMW, among other German cars, would make it so scheduled, replacing a tire, brake job, oil change, it exponentially increased the cost because there were so many systems and so many bells and whistles added to the car. You would have to bypass those, move the equipment, the physical equipment out of the way, wires, whatever else, just, change spark plugs. And that exponentially increased the price. And consequently, not only because it was a foreign vehicle, but because all these specialty things had to be removed or bypassed, you needed specialty equipment, special wrenches, special drill bits, whatever else. And I think an oil change was like something like $60, like 15, 20 years ago. And then the other thing I distinctly remember is for a relatively new car, because so many it's a chick car. It really is a chick car. Ooh, I want this, and I want this, and I want this, and I want this, and I want this. Like, whoa, lady. Do you want it to drive too? Or would you like it to be a replacement for your husband? What do you want it to do? Because how about we start with it drives? Which of course they do start out with. But they had, here's a coffee maker. This has a GPS. This has a missile launcher. This can teleport you. This is the flux capacitor, which just means more stuff that could go wrong. And and I'm landing this squarely the blame on women, though some men are too, is they are such safety addicts that people can sell them, ooh, it's safety. No, what it is a bell and an annoying dinging sound that nags you to death when there is the slightest thing not perfect. A perfect example is like all of a sudden the windshield wipers went on. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I didn't turn it. It senses when there's rain. It's like, oh wow, like there's another $500 unnecessary. And I think German vehicles, not unrelated, are very much like Tiger tanks, over-engineered to the point they don't work. And you'll get maybe 1 or 2 years out of them, fresh off the assembly line. But then woe upon the dude bro frat boy who can't afford a real Beamer, but has to make an act and fake it till he makes it, because he went to the Carlson School of Management. He's got his MBA, and he just got that prestigious sales job that he could have picked up right out of high school. And he's got to make the sales figures, bruh. And he's got to look like he's a professional. Oh, like realtors, they got to look like they got money, even though they don't. So they got to go buy a vehicle. And so they go into debt for a used Beamer. Oh, I'm not kidding. If it came to the point where it was like around $600 a month in repairs and maintenance. And this is before the girlfriend I had, before we were like boyfriend. And I was just a friend helping out at that time. She's like, oh, can you drive it to the, and I'm like, no, get rid of this damn thing. You're a fool for having this. Get rid of it. And she agreed, and she did get rid of it. And, and I remember another younger man, total dude, bro. Mommy and daddy paid for stuff. He was a socialist, handsome man, full set of hair, and like just did not understand. Oh, I make a lot of money, but then you're a socialist. Yeah. It's like, oh, you'll just tell girls anything to get down their pants, huh, man? Anything, huh? You'll buy a piece of crap car, you'll major in something dude, bro, and you'll believe in socialism. This is great. I want to see how that works out. And he got himself a vehicle, and it broke down all the time, and all the money that he didn't have went into the maintenance. And yeah, you're just poor. You're just poor. I mean, and the best way, now I don't know much about Mercedes. I don't know what's the other. Now Volkswagen. Now I did have a Volkswagen, and just a used Golf, and that was good until it wasn't. The transmission went out, and I'm like, forget that. And that's why I discovered Korean cars, South Korean, not North Korean. That's called cattle. It's called an ox-pulled cart, if the ox is fed well. And I think it moved from this over-engineered piece of junk, essentially, that works really great until it doesn't, to like, well, I could get this used a Kia car. And that I could drive into the garage. That I had no problem. That was beautiful. I cannot recommend Kias enough. You go pick up a used vehicle, just make sure you change the timing belt regularly. Oops, we forgot it's an impact engine. It destroys itself if you don't change this thing. But yeah, for a fraction, I'm talking like a third or a fifth of the cost, you can get yourself transportation, getting a good used South Korean car, compared to that of a German car. And then, yeah, that Golf I had, it was fine until it stopped, and then the transmission, I'm like, I could buy a whole new used car for that. Oh, we got to get it in. I remember a brake job costing $600, because this is when Cappy had no mechanical ability and still believed, well, I have a degree. It's a good degree. I graduated from the Carlson School of Management. And all these Minnesota employers would be happy to hire me, right? Oh, I see. Yeah, see, I'm only hiring friends who know Betsy, because Betsy is from the Wayzata, and we all went to the same high school together. So unless you went to school outside the 494, 694 circuit, I don't think we can hire. You're from Wisconsin? They let people like you in when you let Somalis in. Yeah, but we do that so we can feel good about ourselves, not evil Wisconsin people like you. You're just like us, but not as rich. Well, there is some rich areas in Wisconsin. Yeah, whatever, peon. Anyway, so you would see this very commonly as like getting back to what I do know about Beamers. Very common back in the day. I don't know if it's still the same today, but there was the BMW has the 3, 5, and 7 series. I don't know if they changed that. But the 3 was for fake dude bros who didn't have enough money, not enough of their parents' money, because their dad was a dude bro, and he also borrowed the money, and then he went bankrupt after the wife divorced him, and he couldn't go to daddy anymore for the money. So they'd have to borrow the money to buy a 3 series. And whether it was a 3, 5, or 7 series, it didn't matter because it would break down. They didn't have the money, and it would keep them impoverished. What's worse, especially for the dude bros, and any guy who tries to play car game, I'm going to get the car to get the girls side. That didn't even work back in the day. I think the last time that worked was maybe boomers or old Gen Xers, all right? Because now the girls what few girls do play that game, they're acutely aware when you got a 3 series. Oh, you only got 3. Go watch the Desperate Housewives of whatever town. The Desperate Housewives of Fargo, whatever show it is. They all are acutely aware of what a McLaren. They know what that is. They don't. The BMW, that's a joke. This might as well be a Buick. So that was a losing proposition. I forgot what I was going to, but yeah, you never get the cars to get the girls. Oh, and that's what I was going to say. And now, capitalism is evil. Capitalism is bad. You have a luxury car. That means some poor black kid does it. Oh, you hate black people. It's like, I just bought a vehicle. I'm black. What are you talking about, lady? That's kind of for our black listeners. I know one guy, he's a cop, and here he is in Chicago, and he's getting yelled at by his limp-wristed white guy they had import from Portland about him being racist. This is during the riots. And I'm just like, man. And this guy's like, I cannot wait for the town I'm in to be set ablaze like Sodom and Gomorrah. Anyway, yeah, so that's it. Don't own them. I mean, that's the trick. If you haven't figured it out, do not, unless you are so rich. I'm talking, and I don't think I'll ever get to this level of rich where I could literally piss away money. Okay, because here's the thing: there are people that need money. Legitimate, real causes. Not, I'm lazy and I want to collect welfare. I got this color skin or I got that type of plumbing. Give me money because I'm oppressed. All right. I'm not talking lazy people. I'm talking people. If you'd like, there's Thor's wife, Missy, had a spinal cord injury and she's learning to walk again. You want to donate to an authentic cause, go there. Just search GoFundMe Thor Missy. You should be able to find that. All right. You should be donating to legitimate charities or helping out people in person before you buy a German car. Because the modern day cars of America and certainly South Korea and Japan are better engineered, better designed, easier to work on, and they will provide you transportation. In other words, if you're to the point where you're going to you have so much money you can buy prestige. I'm not a socialist. You go do whatever you want with the money. You can wipe your ass with it for all I care. But there are, St. Jude's Children's cancer research, the Freedom Initiative, where they free people wrongly convicted out of prison. Your little nephew or niece who needs, I don't know, something they need. Atham, hell, you want to help out Atham? If any of you want to help out Atham with his college, email. Don't donate super chats because Google takes a third of that. This is still, one of these days I got to move that around to get more money out of it. But let me know. You want to make a donation? Just go. Where do I got my thing? Essel Consulting. Make alsoconsulting.com make/make-a-payment. Just put for Atham. Help him get through college. It's legitimate. There's other things you can do with your money before you buy a German car. But on top of it being what I think an egregious, in a pejorative sense, a waste of money for like, okay, you got billions of dollars. Okay, you can afford a German car when it works for those 2 years without BS. Of course, it's going to nag you to death. I don't know why you would get a vehicle. Ding, 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 ding. Mac, mac, mac. For all the auto manufacturers, before I conclude, for all the auto manufacturers, like these dingings, that's not painful enough. Could you just get a nagging? Or maybe it'd be like ringtones, but called nag tones. You could have the pestering machine gun. Beep, 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 beep. That wife. Then you have the screechy old Karen. You can have the wife. I mean, to really make driving an insufferable experience, why don't you guys what's with just the dinging? Come on, you really want to punish people, right? And just have the car randomly do things or not do things because you didn't program it right. Anyway, no, do not get German cars. Don't get German cars. Let's say you're super rich. There are other cars that will not nag you to death and will last longer than 2 years. I go to Beamer. Good for you. There are other, I'd imagine Lexus or Acura, some of the Japanese luxury brands. Because Lexus and Acura, they're just like, I think Lexus is Toyota, Acura is Nissan, and Infinity is something else. They each just get those. Those are nice. Those don't break down. Those are engineered correctly. Because the Germans are, what should we do to piss off all of our drivers just that much more? Gerhard, you are in the division of pissing off our clients, yeah? Yeah, that is right, Rupert. I am. Think of something. Think of something diabolical. Think of something so painful, so annoying, that only a prestige, the little BMW logo, would make the most arrogant Americans want to own it, while we constantly torture them. Do you think you can do that, there, Gerhard? Yeah, I think so, Rupert. I have an idea. Yeah, you do? Yeah. Instead of the ding, 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 I shall put in the nag, nag, nag. I have gone to Bavaria to hire the fattest, loudest German women with the big booster hoodie. Yeah, I have seen them. Yeah, and I have given them voice lessons in screeching. And they will screech instead of the ding, ding, ding. Oh, that is good. We will cause much pain in the world. Yeah? Yeah. Hitler, I will make Hitler seem like a nice man. And that's German cars for you. Are there any oh my goodness. It is so early in the morning, yet we have 101 comments. And we have one super chat. Jake Cabrera. Yeah, now here this is our San Franciscan Latino mechanic. If you can't afford a new BMW, you sure can't afford a used one. Right. He's the mechanic. Listen to him. I'll tell you this. If you go through Batchapad or any one of the finance leaning books, I know we're really hard on women pursuing completely stupid degrees and how it destroys their finances. You boys are not that much far off with your pursuit of stupid cars. Fancy cars are almost as big a waste as college degrees. Almost. The female equivalent. Women don't buy fancy cars. So they're smart in that regard. You boys should not be buying fancy cars either. If you want, hey, Juan, you know what you ought to do if you get some good deals down there in California, because Juan put me onto this car here. You might want to set up just like Juan's Auto Shop, and like you find pieces of junk, you fix them up, and people got to fly down to San Francisco to get them. All right. Do we have any more? No. Ronald Suarez, Dude, bro, get the Lambo, bro. There's only two people I know who can afford a Lambo. Fresh and Rich Cooper. He's the only two I know. And I yelled at Fresh. I said, "What the hell are you doing? That's your retirement. Throw that in the S&P 500. Be done with it. Buy property overseas. Be done with it." Phil Henry. Oh, that's right. It's British time over there, right? You're near the Germans. $5. Fun fact: they give them free when you have a management position. Never buy them and waste the money. It's all a big show. They built them here. Yeah, but aren't they just like normal cars? Like they're taxis over in Germany. They're just over-engineered pieces of crap. Never buy a German car. All right. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.